I'm not going to sit here and act like I watched every single snap of the 47-9 blowout of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not even going to act like I've seen one snap of that game. I don't have to see a single snap of that game to know exactly how it went. The Dallas Cowboys, once again, at home, dropped the ball. They once again got exposed for the fact that over this offseason, they did nothing to address their running game issues. And they proved again that this team is going to emphasize being dramatic more than they're going to emphasize being a good football team. Every single thing that happened over this offseason with the Cowboys, even during the preseason, was dramatic. The CeeDee Lamb situation was dramatic. Giving Dak Prescott the contract right before the season started. Or that might have even been after the first game of the year. That was dramatic. Bringing back Ezekiel Elliott to be their running back instead of going after an actual solid, somebody that could provide something to the offense from that position. They went with Ezekiel Elliott, which was dramatic. And it's just gotten to this point where I just don't know how anyone on this team has a position that they're safe with. I mean, even down to their stars, even down to their Dax, their CeeDee Lambs, their Micah Parsons, their Trayvon Diggs. Anyone that's on this team, there's no reason to think that this team is even a playoff contender. I mean, you lose 47-9 at home, and it was over by halftime. It was 27-6. It's over. I'm sorry. And it's not just over for that game, it's over for the year, I think. I just don't see how you can come back from this type of game where, look, man, like the Detroit Lions were just, let's call it how it is. They decided that they were just going to fuck with the Cowboys by the end of this. They were running a hook and ladder to Penei Sewell. They were, they were having Dan Skipper, their third or fourth string tackle, split out wide at one point in this game. This team, the Cowboys are just, they're the laughingstock of the NFL right now. I don't really know how to put it anywhere else. I wouldn't want to be a Cowboys fan any more than any other team in the league. Even less than a Browns fan. Even less than a Jaguars fan. Even less than a Patriots fan. I would not want to be a fan of this team. Because again, this team did not prioritize anything to do with actual football over the course of the offseason. I don't even know at this point if their draft picks, you can even say, have been a positive force. I don't know if you can say that their coaching staff has anything positive to do with this team. I don't know who you can say has had a positive impact on this team. You look at every single statistic, especially when it involves the running game, either offensively or defensively. They are in the bottom, not just half, not the bottom quarter. They're in the bottom, 2 of the league in a lot of major statistical categories when it comes to running the ball, either offensively or defending the run. And passing the ball, yeah, they've passed for a lot of yards. They've attempted a lot of throws. Dak Prescott has thrown more interceptions than almost any quarterback in the NFL. Dak Prescott is throwing per pass about pretty below average, actually, in terms of yards per pass. They're not scoring enough. They're not gaining enough yardage. They're turning the ball over too much. They're not getting enough first downs. They are not doing anything that a good football team does. And they're proving that all they can do is beat average to below average teams. The 3 teams that had playoff aspirations, at least up until week 5 or 6, that they've played between the Saints, Ravens, and Lions, and yes, the Giants and the Steelers and the Browns, the teams that the Cowboys beat, did probably have playoff aspirations, but we believe more in the Ravens, Saints, and Lions than we do in the Browns, Giants, and Steelers. I think we all agree on that. And even then, defensively, I mean, the best that Dallas has done is they didn't get beat by Daniel Jones defensively. That's the best performance they've had, was the game against the Giants. And even then, Daniel Jones threw for more yardage against the Cowboys than he has against anybody else this year, except for the Seahawks. And now the offense is getting to a point where they're not contributing anything either. They already couldn't run the ball. And if Dak Prescott is going to lead an offense that's going to turn the ball over 5 times, this team is going to be picking towards the beginning of the NFL draft. They are going to have to look themselves in the mirror with a lot of their draft picks, with a lot of their decision making in the offseason the last few years. And they're going to have to probably make the call that, Mike McCarthy's probably not going to be around much longer. I don't even really know how much longer Jerry Jones is going to be around. And at that point, when you're replacing something like that, you don't know how much longer Dak Prescott's going to be around. You don't know how much longer CeeDee Lamb's going to be around. You don't know how much longer Micah Parsons is going to be around. There's no reason for them to be around even. You can say that they're the stars of the team. You cannot say that they're contributing positively.